But first, we're going to welcome in Emily Kaplan. She was at that Maple Leaf Blackhawk game last night. Emily, what was the atmosphere like after this difficult week in Chicago?
Yeah, I just walked around the concourses in the United Center, and obviously you can't help but hear whispers. The game started just after Kyle Beach gave that really emotional, raw interview with TSN, and I think that was hard for a lot of people to stomach. It's hard to say with this team, though, what exactly their vibe is. They're not happy with the results. They have yet to win a game. There's only 2 holdovers from that 2010 team. Some of these guys, like Alex DeBrincat, was 12 when this happened. Kirby Dach was 9. But we did hear from Toews and Kane last night. Kane said he didn't know that Kyle Beach was John Doe until yesterday. Jonathan Toews, meanwhile, he was the captain, and he talked about hearing rumors about something happening before training camp and not knowing the gory details. And I know a lot of people were unsatisfied with the way that Toews spoke because he was expressing a lot of thoughts for Stan Bowman, the GM that left, and maybe not enough empathy for a teammate. Even if he was a Black Ace, he was on that team who had gone through something pretty horrific.
Meanwhile, Joel Quinneville did coach last night, as we saw. We began the show with the Panthers last night. He's scheduled to talk to Gary Bettman pretty much right now as we speak. What's the latest there?
Yeah, so Gary Bettman wants more information from Joel Quinneville. Basically how this went down is when the lawsuit was filed, the league said to the Blackhawks, do you guys want to handle this or do you want us to handle an investigation? The Blackhawks took the investigation. The league was happy with how serious it was. The report came out. The Blackhawks handled it with the personnel that were still there. There's no members of that 2010 front office staff still with the Blackhawks after that report was released. But now it's up to the league to decide what happens to everyone else, like Kevin Cheveldayoff, the GM of the Winnipeg Jets, and like Joel Quinneville. We know that Gary Bettman doesn't have the power to fire Joel Quinneville because he's employed by the Florida Panthers. He can ban him, he can suspend him, he can fine him as well. And there is some precedent here. Bill Peters, and let's remember the Bill Peters situation when he was the coach of the Calgary Flames and it came out that he made racist remarks to Akeem Alou 10 years ago. That was with the Blackhawks organization, specifically in that 2010 season. And before it even got to the league level, the Flames handled it, Bill Peters resigned, and there does seem to be some expectation by people I talked to that the Panthers might handle this before Gary Bettman needs to make any decisions.
All right, thanks so much, Emily. We'll join you later on in the show.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.